Calgara was just one of those leaders that not many people knew what to do with when it first came out in OP08. Now that it's been a while, OP09 is out, people have figured out that this is actually a really heavy aggressive deck. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Mobby, and if you want to see the full OP08 list, a link in the description. This is my OP09 relevant deck. This is a personal list with lots of ways to build. We're going to go over every single card and then explain the deck and then give you the strengths and weaknesses. Make sure to like it, subscribe, it's free to do so, it really helps out the channel. I upload lots of daily duels, deck profiles for One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Union Arena. Alright, so, as mentioned, this is going to be the deck that I'm running in OP09. Was there any big significant upgrades? Actually, no, there wasn't anything from OP09 to really help this deck out. However, since we did have that one set time period, a lot of people figured out that this is a really aggressive deck. So I messed with a lot of the ratios, and actually, interesting enough, the highest cost here is a 6-drop. So let's go ahead and talk about all of the cards, etc., starting with the leader. So this is Calgara from, of course, OP08. This is the alternate art. You guys can print out your own proxies, link in the description if you want to do so. So 5,000 power, 5 life, mono, yellow, Jaya, Sky Island, Shandian Warrior with 1 Dawn and attacking. You can play up to 1 Shandian Warrior type character with a cost equal to or less than the number of Dawn cards on your field. If you do, add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. So you're primarily going to be playing 5 drops and 6 drops with this. So basically on your 3rd turn, you're going to be doing either Calgara, which is a 6 drop, or a Wiper, which is a 5 drop. And this is a really heavy aggressive deck. It's not your traditional rushing deck like Reds, where you have a lot of rush cards. In fact, this one only has 1 rush card in here, and we'll go ahead and talk about it when we get to it. Just so you guys know, it's okay to keep taking hits from your life because you don't have that many great triggers. You have some decent triggers, but primarily the whole goal of this deck is to flood the board. Alright, so starting from 0 to 6 cost here, you're the one who should disappear from OP06, a really staple in a lot of the yellow decks. This is not an exception. 0 cost, counter, trash 1, then someone gets plus 3,000, but of course the trigger is super good. If you have 0 life cards, put the top card of your deck into your life, then trash 1. So this is a really get out of jail free card. We're just running 2 of these. Next up, it's a card from OP08 called the Earth Won't Lose. This is a 1 cost counter. If your leader is Shandian Warrior, so it only works with the Calgara at the moment. One of your characters or leaders gets 3,000, which is pretty decent. Then you play up to 1 upper yard from your hand, which is one of these searching things, which we will talk about right now, which is going to come up. Here we go. So this is upper yard. Sky Island from OP05, 1 cost. On play, look at the top 5 cards, reveal a Sky Island type, and then put the rest to the bottom. Now, a lot of the cards in here, they are Shandian Warrior and also Sky Island, which is amazing. So there you go. So this is going to be your heavy searching. You're going to use these more than once. Next off is Shura from OP05, 221. On play, look at the top 5, grab a Sky Island, and then the rest go to the bottom, which is decent. However, the trigger, it's really good. Really good trigger card. Okay. So, moving over to the next card, 200 million volts, Amaru OP05, 2. This is really good for an aggressive deck. Up to 1 of your leaders or characters gains 3,000 power, so instead of using 2 for 2,000 power, 2 for 3 on a card, of course. Then if you have 1 or less life cards, rest a 4 cost character, which is really good for late game when you're going to have 1 or less life cards. You're going to be able to, rest some blockers and whatnot. 2, 3, 4, sorry, 2 of these. 2 of these, 200 million volts. And the trigger is trash 2 to heal 1, which is pretty good. Remember, this is in bold and before the colon, so this is a cost. Even if you trigger this, you have to get rid of 2, otherwise you won't be able to activate the effect. Alright, and time for the aggressiveness with Holly from OP05, 351. Nothing here, and it's an animal Sky Island, so Sky Island is searchable by all of your searching in this deck, and Holly can be summoned by Ohm, which is one of the best sort of starting cards in your deck. Alright, Frankie. This is OP07. This is a tech choice, 2k counter from OP07. 452, trigger, draw 1 card, you always draw 1 card. Then if you have 1 or less life, play this card, which in this in this leader, you're most likely going to be always hitting yourself to summon something really high, and then yeah, you might always have the 1-cost counter if this thing ever triggers. Next off, we have Ohm. You kind of always want this and Holly in your starting hand as a secondary. The main things you want, and we'll talk about it later, it's going to be one of your 5 drops and one of your 6 drops. You want that 100% of the time. Anyway, Ohm, 4/5/1 from OP05, Sky Island and Vassal. So Sky Island, it is searchable. If you have 2 or less life cards, this character gains 1000 power. This is permanent on your turn and the opponent's turn. This is like the only character with like this kind of effect right now, so you have to really keep track with like markers and stuff, but this is really good. And once again, you're hitting yourself a lot. This is gonna get strong. It has a counter too, so really nice. So on play, look at the top 5, reveal 1 Holly, then add it to your hand, which means if you already have a Holly in your hand, you can grab another one to have 2. Then place the rest in the bottom and play a Holly. So if you search and miss, you can still play the Holly that you've already had in your hand, so you can double dip. It's pretty nice. Next up, we have Wiper from OP08. This is a 2K, 4/5/2 Shandian Warrior Sky, so searchable. And technically, you could play with your leader ability. That's if you really want to get crazy, but this is a 2K. You mostly want to keep it in. It's a searcher card. Look at the top 5. Reveal an upper yard, which is the stage, 1-cost stage. Then you place the other ones, and so you place the rest in the bottom, and then you play that upper yard. So this is pretty much a really just decent searcher, but you usually aren't going to play this. It's just there for the 2K. Next off, we have Satori, which is really good for Sky Islands, OP05. 5/5/2, nothing here. However, triggered, trash one to play this card. You can really get some, you can get really aggressive with this, and it feels really bad when you actually hit yourself to take this, but if your opponent hits you, and they activate this pretty good. Next off, we have Wiper from OP06. 5/7/0 counter on play. Place a stage with the cost of 1 to the bottom of the owner's deck. Now, this is very interesting because you want to pretty much use that with the upper yard. However, it doesn't say like you or your opponent. It's the bottom of the owner's deck. So if you're playing an opponent with a 1-cost stage as well, let's say they're also a Kalgara, you can place their upper yard to the bottom. Or maybe they have, just other sort of searching stages. You can place this at the bottom, then reveal 1 upper yard or Shandian Warrior from the top 5 and add it to your hand. So this is a really powerful card. This is one of your cards that you want to use at the very beginning of well, as soon as you can, right? So if you go first, it's 1 Dawn, 3 Dawn, then 5 Dawn. On the 5 Dawn turn, you want to play this, and then you want to play Ohm. So you're gonna so the best case scenario will be Ohm into Holly into Wiper, because remember, you have to have 1 Dawn attached, and then you attack, and you can only summon something with the amount of Dawn you have. So turn 3 or turn 3 going first or second, you have 5 or 6. So this is really good. This is really amazing. Okay. Next off, you have Portuguese the Ace. This has nothing to do with Sky Island at all. However, this is an aggressive rushing deck. So ST13, 5/7/0 on play. If you have 2 or less life, gain rush. Once again, you're going to be hitting yourself quite a lot. So you are going to have rush when you want to play these for the most part. So running 4 of these. Next off, we have a gigantic key piece of the deck. This is, boom, Mont Blanc Nolan from OP08. 5/6/1 on play. If your leader is Shandian Warrior, so only Kalgara, and you have a Kalgara character, add up to 1 card from the top of your life cards. So you get to heal 1 if you play this while a Kalgara is on the field. So even better than the Ohm Wiper combo is going to be the Mont Blanc Kalgara combo. So this is pretty much the thing, right? So this is it. This is the whole deck, by the way. So if you go seconds and you're gonna have 6 Dawn, you want to absolutely have a Kalgara and Mont Blanc. So on your 3rd turn, when you have 6 Dawn, you can go ahead and attach 1 on your leader, attack, summon a Kalgara, then you use the rest of your 5 to summon this guy. You're gonna, from the attack you take, from the damage you take, you're gonna heal it back, and then you're gonna heal back, so you have 2 gigantic bodies on the board for your opponent to deal with. Then every single turn, you're gonna keep doing your Ohms, to Hollies, your Nolans, your Wipers. So this is a very, very, very aggressive deck. It's interesting because it's not your traditional rushdown, which makes sense because it's not a red deck. So what makes it rushy? Well, you have the 1 rush card, which helps, but it's just like you're hurting yourself to get a lot of card advantage. and all you're trying to do is just get a bunch of bodies on the board. The bodies aren't like the most amazing effects, but this one lets you heal, this one lets you rush later, this one lets you search, and it's actually a pretty decent damage. So this is definitely more aggressive than the straight out OPO 8 version that people were using when it first came out. They were using like 7-drop big moms, 10 drops, like 9 drops and all that stuff. Then 10 drops aces, which you could run, but for the most part, if you're gonna play a slower deck, go play a slower leader. This one you want to go fast, you want to just go all in. So what's bad about this deck? Well, there's no late game as mentioned. There's only a 6 cost, so if you do end up getting to the very end, you're gonna have to use a lot of Dawn to just remove stuff from your opponent's life. But hopefully, you know, you're gonna be able to use your stuff like 200 volts to do more damage and rest things. You can also use the Earth Won't Lose to protect yourself, and you know, extra stuff here. So there's different stuff you can put in, like Flame Spit to be even more aggressive. And I think the other bad thing, besides, you know, there's no late game, is it heavily relies on 2 different combos here, which is your Ohm, Holly, and 5-drop Wiper combo, or your Nolan or Calgara combo. So if you're going first, you want to grab your 5-drop combo. If you're going second, your 6-drop combo, and that's pretty much how you want to play the leader. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. If you guys enjoyed, please, once again, like it, subscribe, stay tuned. We're going to be posting duels and etc. for the Calgara. And, you know, we'll probably post a video on exactly how to play the deck, more likely scenarios, etc. So watch out for that video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.